Hello everyone and welcome to my Bachelor Nation 24 channel, I hope. Everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. The Golden Bachelorette. Joan Vassos taking care of Chock Chapple after his eye surgery proves their relationship will make it. The Golden Bachelorette's Joan Vassos and Chock Chapple are together in sickness and in health, and Joan has been showing up for the sickness part of the equation. 62-year-old Joan made her television debut during the Golden Bachelor Season 1. When she had to leave early due to a family emergency, she was cast as the Bachelor spin-off's first female lead. The Golden Bachelorette Season 1 ended with Joan Vassos and Chock Chapple, 60, getting engaged. They've both been fully committed to the relationship ever since. They genuinely seem to be happy together. Though they've had lots of fun, it hasn't all been good times for the couple. Chock recently had eye surgery, and Joan was by his side the whole time. Joan and Chock were accused of being a showmance, but they've been proving their critics wrong. Since getting engaged on the Golden Bachelorette finale, they seem genuinely happy. They've spent a lot of time in New York City, but they've also been to more exotic locations. Joan and Chock went on a romantic getaway to Cancun and posted the photos on Instagram. If things keep going so well for Joan and Chock, Bachelor Nation will soon get another Golden Bachelor wedding. It hasn't all been sunshine and rainbows since the couple got engaged at the end of the Golden Bachelorette Season 1. Chock recently had eye surgery, and Joan was there to take care of him. Chock posted about Joan's bedside manner on Instagram. "Sweet Joan is taking great care of me as I recover from eye surgery," reads Chock's caption. "It's been nice spending some time together before things get busy again." Since getting engaged on the Golden Bachelorette Season 1, Joan and Chock have stayed busy. Joan and Chock are enjoying some quiet time together before their travel schedule picks up again. During Chock's post, they talk about going to Punta Cana for a few days, then plan to head back to New York City. Chock will also be doing a solo trip to Los Angeles for an ABC event. Wherever they go, they're happy to take care of each other. In a franchise famous for roses, rivalries, and romance under pressure, few moments have felt as tender or as real as Joan Vassos carefully helping Chock Chapple recover from eye surgery. When the Golden Bachelorette first introduced us to Chock, the charming silver fox with a poet's heart and a mischievous wink, no one quite expected that a literal wink would one day become the center of an emotional turning point in Joan's journey for love. But as fate would have it, Chock's eye surgery became the lens through which we saw what true companionship might really look like for this golden-aged romance. The timing couldn't have been more inconvenient, or perhaps more revealing. The cameras had stopped rolling. The final four had been chosen. Joan Vassos, elegant and composed as always, had shared deep conversations, warm moments, and yes, even a few steamy glances with her remaining suitors. But just days before hometowns, Chock called her with unexpected news. He needed minor eye surgery, nothing life-threatening, but enough to knock him out for a few days. Enough that he wouldn't be able to travel or meet Joan in full health. Enough that most people, in a newly budding relationship, might have politely said, "Take care of yourself, and let's talk when you're better." Joan didn't hesitate. She packed a bag and flew to him. There were no rose ceremonies, no producers lurking around the corner with dramatic music, and no fantasy sweet keys being handed out. Instead, there was a dimly lit guest room in Chock's quiet lakeside home. There was Joan, gently spooning soup into his mouth when he was too groggy to lift a spoon himself. There was laughter as she read him his prescription instructions, twice, and sternly reminded him not to remove the eye patch no matter how itchy it got. And most importantly, there was time. Unstructured, untelevised, and completely real. Joan told People magazine in a candid off-camera interview, "It was the first time I really felt like we were a team. I've been married. I've taken care of someone. I know what that kind of intimacy feels like. And suddenly, I wasn't playing a role on TV. I was just Joan. He was just Chock. And we were in it together." To Chock's credit, He didn't try to make the moment glamorous. "I looked like a pirate who forgot his parrot," he joked, posting a selfie on Instagram with the caption, "I Joan, best nurse in the game." But beneath the humor was something deeply felt, a sense of safety, of being seen even when your eye literally isn't. When producers caught wind of Joan's detour to take care of Chock, they considered filming some of it. Joan declined. "This is private," she reportedly told them. "This isn't a storyline. This is what love looks like when no one's watching." For a woman who lost her husband too soon and stepped back into dating later in life, that instinct to nurture wasn't just second nature, it was sacred. And for Chock, a widower who had lost his wife to cancer and never thought he'd find someone who could truly handle both his emotional depth and silly side, Joan's care opened a new chapter. While the other suitors vied for screen time and dressed up for fancy dinner dates, Chock and Joan were relearning the basics. How to sit in silence together. How to make each other laugh with just a glance. How to argue about who made the better chicken noodle soup. Spoiler, Joan won. By the time Chock's eye had healed, it was Joan who saw things more clearly. She returned to the show changed, more certain, more grounded. And when she saw Chock again on the official hometown date a week later, the spark hadn't dimmed, it had deepened. He greeted her with a bouquet of wildflowers, a patch-free grin, and a twinkle in his eye that no longer needed healing. "I can see again," he whispered to her during their one-on-one chat. "But I think I already saw everything I needed to when you showed up for me." It's no surprise that fan forums lit up with support after the story came to light. They got real-world chemistry. One fan wrote on Reddit, "You can't fake that kind of connection." Another chimed in, "I've never seen someone look at a man with more warmth than Joan looked at Chock while telling him to stop scratching his stitches." And while the finale remains a tightly guarded secret, insiders say Joan's decision was deeply influenced by her time nursing Chock back to health. Because somewhere between the eye drops, late-night reruns of Murder, She Wrote, and whispered memories of lost loves, something clicked. They weren't playing house. They were building something real. Now, with the season wrapping up and rumors swirling about a possible proposal, fans are already placing bets. Will Joan choose the man who shared roses and rooftop kisses with her? Or the man who shared broth and blurry vision, and won her heart not with fireworks, but with a quiet kind of forever? Only time will tell. But one thing is clear. In the land of televised love, where fantasy suites and perfectly timed professions of affection are par for the course, it's the unscripted, unfiltered moments that reveal who's really in it for the long haul. Joan and Chock's eye surgery chapter wasn't glamorous, but it was golden, and in a season defined by second chances, maybe that's the love story we were waiting for all along.